All right, welcome back to Ranking Materials. Today, we're tackling a true legend. We're putting silk on the scales. This is the fiber of emperors, right? The stuff that literally built empires and has been the definition of elegance for, well, forever. But the real question is, does it still hold up today? Is it still a top-tier material? Let's find out.
Just let that sink in for a second. Imagine a fiber so fine, so strong, that a single cocoon can give you over a kilometer of thread, a kilometer, from one tiny little creature. That is some next-level natural engineering we're looking at here.
And really, that gets us to the heart of the matter for this whole explainer. Is silk this timeless, perfect gift from nature? Or has it become something more complicated? A luxury where the real price isn't just what's on the tag. That's exactly what we're here to figure out.
Okay, so before we can properly rank it, we've got to be on the same page. What is silk exactly? So at its most basic level, silk is a natural protein fiber. This isn't something cooked up in a lab. Nope, it's made by silkworms, usually the Bombyx mori moth larvae, to build their little cocoons. And what we do is we take that one incredibly long, continuous thread and harvest it. It's literally biology transformed into pure luxury. All right, let's start with the good stuff. The case for silk. Why have we been obsessed with this material for thousands of years? Well, it really boils down to two huge things. Its incredible history and its just amazing physical properties. And when I say history, I mean history. Silk's roots go back almost 5,000 years. The story goes it was discovered by an empress in China way back around 2700 BCE. It was such a big deal, a state secret so valuable, that it gave us the Silk Road, literally connecting East and West. It wasn't until the 6th century that the Byzantine Empire finally got their hands on the secret, but even then, silk's prestige never really faded. It's even held its own against all the modern synthetic fibers we have today.
Now here's a fun fact that just blows my mind every time I hear it. If you take a single thread of silk and a single thread of steel of the exact same weight, the silk is stronger. Yeah, you heard that right. Stronger than steel by weight. So this isn't just some pretty, delicate fabric. It's a high-performance material, straight from nature.
And that strength is just the tip of the iceberg. You've also got that famous, beautiful luster and softness. It's super breathable, you know? That's why it keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's cold. It's naturally hypoallergenic, which is a huge plus. And it takes dye like a dream, which is how you get those incredibly deep, rich colors that other fibers just can't match. It's the whole package.
Okay, but it can't all be perfect, right? Every material has a downside. And for all of silk's glory, it's definitely wearing let's call it a fragile crown. So now, let's flip the coin and look at the case against it.
I want you to just think about this number for a second. 2,500. That's how many individual silkworms have to spin their cocoons to make just 1 single pound of silk. That number right there, that's the core of the whole ethical and scalability problem. And that massive number leads right into its biggest weaknesses. First off, that whole process makes it crazy expensive. It's also super delicate. It wrinkles easily, it gets water spots, and you have to baby it when you clean it. And as we just talked about, there are some pretty major ethical questions around the traditional way it's made. On top of all that, it's sensitive to sunlight and even sweat. And it's constantly competing with modern synthetics that can look pretty similar for way less money and hassle.
All right, we've heard the good, we've heard the bad. It's time to bring it all together and get to the verdict. We're gonna run silk through our 6-point evaluation and see where it lands.
Okay, let's break down the final scorecard. First up, historical impact. We're giving it a massive 9 out of 10. It literally created the Silk Road. It's defined luxury for millennia. Easy score. For mechanical properties, a really strong 8.5. That strength-to-weight ratio is amazing, but we gotta knock off a few points because it's so delicate. Workability gets a 9. You can weave this stuff into anything from super fine to really heavy fabrics. Now here's where it stumbles. Scalability and cost gets a 6.5. It's just limited by biology, and it is not cheap. Versatility, a solid 8. It's big in fashion, home goods, even medicine, but it's still a bit of a niche product. And finally, lasting relevance, an 8.5. Because, let's be honest, it's still the absolute gold standard for luxury and comfort.
So, after all that, with all the points tallied up, where does this legendary fiber actually land on our ranking?
The final rank for silk is high A tier. So, why high A tier? Why not the top spot? The S tier? Well, its elite status is just undeniable. The cultural history, the feel, the comfort, it's all legendary. It's an absolute marvel of natural engineering, but, and this is a big but, it's held back from that absolute top spot by the cost, its delicate nature, and those very real ethical and scalability problems. In today's world, you just can't ignore those things.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. In a world full of high-tech synthetic fabrics that are cheaper, often stronger, and way easier to take care of, what is the true price of natural luxury? What are we really paying for? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for this one.